Hey, it's Dean from Sermons from the Cave, but as you can see, I'm not in my beautiful cave. Actually, that's pretty hard, but I'm not in the safety and the quietness of the granite cave, the wind cave that we usually film from. I'm here in beautiful Kathmandu, actually Thamel, which is a suburb of Kathmandu here in the beautiful country of Nepal. We've had the privilege of coming here as a team from South Maui, Calvary Chapel, South Maui. I was invited to go along with them on a trip, on a mission trip, if you will. We're on a mission for God, right? We're all on a mission for God. But here in this beautiful city, it's just thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It's really amazing, and there's a diversity here between many cultures, but there aren't very many Christians here. There are some, but there's very few Christian churches here in the city, and there's even less the further you get out of the city. We actually went to an area which is about a 6-7 hour drive in a private bus on some of the most dangerous roads in the world. And we actually made it. In fact, if you could see, you can't see it, but if it was clear, the Himalayan mountains are in the background on the horizon. We actually drove to them, to the end of the road. You couldn't drive any further. We left on foot from Sarabrubaisi, and we hiked up to the Longtong and even up to Kampa Gompa. Anyway, very hard to say some of these city names. They're not like Philadelphia or New York. They've got some different pronunciations. Kanjingumpa, there it is, Kanjingumpa. And anyway, it's about 14,000 feet in elevation, roughly. It was snowing. It's above the tree line. It was snowing, but we were able to put on a clinic. We had doctors. We had one gentleman, Joey and Jessica, were able to do tie balloon animals for the kids. The children loved it. What a blessing that couple was. Also, all the doctors that came, they brought medicine. They took time off from their practices. There was at least 5 altogether, I believe, that just came from the kindness of their own heart to give to these beautiful people here in Nepal. We love Nepal. It's a beautiful country, and we just would love to see a Christian church planted in the Longtong Valley. But there was one but on this video, I'd really like to describe an encounter that my very good friend Larry and I had with a family in Kanjingumpa. And what happened is, what we did is, Larry loves to shop. Actually, I love to shop with Larry. But what we would do is, when we get to these villages, we would search out these little kiosks, I guess you might call them, little sheds, where they'd have all their woven things that they would weave, bracelets that they would make, all kinds of wares that were for sale. And just by going there and bargaining with them, and Larry is really good at bargaining with these people, but they would get a sense of friendship, and many times we would give them more money than they were asking for. But we met this one family, and Larry was just taken right away with the children. This woman's that was running the store. We bought some goods, and then her little we thought was a little boy because her hair was short, but it turned out to be a girl. She just had this beautiful smile, and it really captivated our hearts. But we were able to have some common ground just by being friendly. Friendship evangelism, where you're just sharing your heart, the heart of Jesus, the hands of Jesus, with other people in the world. And these people just absorb it. They were just ready to hear it. And Larry asked, once we made a friendship with them, we bought some things. Larry asked if we could see their house. These people were very, very poor. They were living in government-sponsored housing. These houses in Kajingumpa were basically, the outside was a stone from the local stones. They were made out of stone. And on the inside, this family of 5, I believe, or 6, lived in a one-room house. It was basically 10 by 10, 10 feet by 10 feet square. They had a small little wood stove on the floor, and one platform that was made out of wood, I guess we'd call it a bed, but there wasn't any mattress. It was just a wooden platform, and all 6 of them slept on this family bed. And they were just so kind to us. They just loved talking to us. And we were treated to some yak milk that was boiled over the wood stove with this wonderful cedar, incense cedar, that they would put in the burning stove, and they had this fragrant aroma. It was just wonderful. They were so kind to us. They were, at one point, Larry and I we didn't want to eat or drink their food. I mean, they were giving to us what they didn't have to give, and it was just really touching. But over the course of a few days, we were able to ask about their religion. They were Buddhists. They were from Tibet, which is a southern area of China, and we were able to kind of get to know them. We were able to tell them about our guide, our great guide, Jesus Christ, and how that through Jesus Christ we can get to the Father. That Jesus said himself, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man comes to the Father but through Jesus." So we were able to share with this family about how God created the world and Adam and Eve, and just kind of spend some time with them. And they invited us back, and we must have made at least 2 or 3 trips to their house. We got to know their kids, and this little girl would just follow Larry around and give him hugs wherever he went. She would be not far behind. It was just really touching. So, did they quit their religion? Did they feel like they needed to just shun Buddhism and accept Christ? No, that didn't happen. In fact, Pasa was the husband's name. He asked. We had an interpreter at one point, and he asked the interpreter, "Is it okay if I keep my religion, my Buddhism practices, but call upon the name of the living God and Jesus Christ?" And we said, "Of course." And the idea is that one day the truth, Jesus said himself that the truth will set you free, and it'll only be a matter of time if these people put their faith in the one true and living God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It'll only be a matter of time until God changes their heart and allows the Spirit to convict them and show them the way. And we've gone over time right now, but I just want to say from the city of Kathmandu, actually Thimal, Nepal. From Sermons on the Cave, Shalom Mishpok.